What's up, everybody? Uncle Mike here. Went to Kentucky last weekend. Had a good time. Learned a little bit. Had a few little issues with the car. It was wanting to drive to the right. So we had put a little bit of rear steer in it when it had the radials on it. We've determined we need to take that out. So we're going to take that out. But I also felt on the last pass Saturday, or on the past Saturday, when I was going back to the pits, the steering felt real stiff. But when I bought that Smith Racecraft front end eight years ago, I haven't done nothing to it. I just, I put it on this new chassis. So I think the rack is going bad. So I went ahead and ordered a new rack, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I'm going to take the old rack off, put the new rack on, adjust my toe out, and we should be good to go. It's a direct bolt-in part. It's made for this front end. So I just got to get my hind joints fairly close, and then put the plates on each side of the wheel and measure and get my toe in right. Shouldn't be that big of a job, but we'll go from there. I had a real good time in Kentucky. I think the car is going to be competitive. It left really well. Felt like it could use a little more power leaving, so we're going to try that. Next, we got a decent, I ran it out to the 330, so we got a little bit of data. From the start, at least to the 330, before it got out of the groove on me. I got to practice on, getting ahead of it and kind of trying to make sure I stay in the middle of the track. Because once you get out off that edge, it's gone. There's nothing there. slipping and sliding. It is a little hot today, but I'm gonna get this rack changed. I bought a leak detector machine. I've been battling an oil leak. I don't know if maybe I might reinvestigate my oil pump to my pan to make sure it's down far enough in the pan, because I've been having it. It's only a 7-quart pan, and I'm putting almost 9 quarts in it, because when I go through the traps, the oil pressure drops away, and I don't know if it's, you know, sucking all the oil. I put them return lines on it, so I don't know. This whole oil thing's baffling me. It's not hurting the motor. The bearings still look brand new, so that's another thing I want to investigate. I'm probably going to go ahead and say I need to save a little bit more money. I'm going to buy me a different oil pan, but when I put that new pan on there, I want to make sure that I have the proper spacing from the bottom of the oil pump to the pan, and hopefully that'll solve the problem, because when I hit the brakes, or when I get on the brakes, all the oil obviously rushes to the front of the motor, and I don't know if it's letting that pump get out of the oil. I don't know if it's an inch high, quarter inch high, I don't know. So that's something I gotta look at and investigate. I might need to have a spacer made, I don't know. So we'll figure that out, but I want to get this changed, get everything situated on this, and make sure I don't have no intake leaking or anything like that, or something leaking in the pan causing that oil leak. I feel that it might just have a little bit too much oil in it. I don't know. So that's where I'm at with it, but we'll get with it. So here's the old rack. You can see that the boot's all chewed up. Been a good one. It's been in there for, I've been racing on it for about 8 or 9 years. So time to put the new one in though and make sure I don't have no issues. All right, so I got the rack in there. I centered the rack up before I put my adjuster screw in here to hold it tight. This is spline, so it doesn't even really matter if I put that screw on there. There's no way it can come off, but I'm gonna put the screw in there anyway. But I got the rack centered, my wheels where it should be. It seems like everything's kind of centered. If you look at the end of the rod, it's about flush or in between the two nuts on the adjusters on the shocks. Kind of the same thing over here. I think that's about as close as I'm going to be able to get it. So I think that's where I'm going to bolt it down at, and then I'll just make my adjustments on my hind joints on the end. Well, we got the new rack all installed. I just kind of got it eyeball closed for right now, but everything's back in place. So kind of all I'm going to do for today. I'll throw some videos of a couple passes I made this past weekend at Kentucky. Hopefully the new rack, and we're going to reset the rear steer a little. We're going to back some of that rear steer out of it just a little bit. Maybe try to hit the car with a little more power, and maybe we won't have to take as much out. There's not much in it anyway. So, but it's coming along. Got a few things else I want to do. I got some tranny connectors I need to get hooked up for my trans cooler. Help the car run a little more consistent, especially if we start going faster and faster or whatever. I'll be able to cool the tranny down faster. So little steps at a time. Everything's working good. I appreciate everybody following, liking, and sharing. Please, you know, this deal's, it's gonna get better. I'm doing the best I can. I'm just me, and I try to get one of my buddies to help me when they can, but I don't have nobody kind of in a permanent position helping me. So I appreciate each and everybody that has stayed with me and following along, and just keep supporting me. I'm going to continue to try to do better. I got a bunch of racing coming up. 2 weeks we're going to be going to Cordova, Illinois to run NPK. Then we come back. I'm going to put the car back on radials, and we're going to do a bunch of radial racing around here. I think there's possibly a race going to be in Georgia. Got a couple of races here, and then I'm going to flip it back to no prep stuff so we can run South Carolina in October, and then it'll go back on radials to finish out the year on radials. And I'm probably going to pull the motor out and freshen it up completely. See what kind of money I get, and between now and then I might do some more changing. It's all about trying to make the car go a little faster. But that Junior 484 deal, that's a pretty cool deal. The cars are all pretty, you know, we're right there. So I like that class. And we're just gonna keep grinding away at it, you know, trying to have a little fun, and go from there. But I appreciate each and every one of you, and Uncle Mike out.